Warning, warning, Tokyo Ghoul fans, warning, please remain calm. The situation will be under control. Or, at least, that's what I would like to believe anyway, given the content of the chapter. Hey guys, what's up? Lucky G7 is here today to give you guys another Tokyo Ghoul podcast. Because one, I promise you guys, based on how the last podcast was, and because hello, Scarecrow is Hide or Hide Scarecrow. Crazy shit happened. I'm like, all right, next podcast. I was like, it's either it's gonna happen or it's not gonna happen. And I'll apologize. But I said, you know what? This shit, like, there was no way I could skip out this one because we'll get to it when we get to it. And as you guys know, I can't do this by myself. So I've got a special friend / special guest with me today. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, yes, it's a good thing we got that little heads up because everybody's in a panic mode, including I had to post an image that perfectly described what's my current situation with Ishida. You bastard! What the hell are you doing? I'm SPARDA3g, back here trying to maintain my control, maintain my cool, and try not to freak out because, hey, maybe there'll be an upside to this. Maybe it'll be uplifting. Maybe it will go a different route rather than something that we all predicted to be a parallel from the first series. Maybe, just maybe. Unless he really takes it to the core of this poetry that he wrote. I don't know. Nice, gentle, kind, eerie, dark, and just frightening because it really, really, really feels like it connects this also perfectly. So I'm here with Lucky G7 again. It's great to be in the podcast once more so we could discuss our fear out of the way.
Yeah, and I believe you've doomed us.
Well, I said we should forget about parallels from the last time. I guess I was wrong. I guess it was way too soon to even say that. So my apologies, everyone. My apologies.
Apologies forgiven, on my end at least. I don't know about everybody else, but, you know. But, yeah, so what kind of parallels did this chapter have in particular? We'll get to that, because, again, like how the previous podcasts have been, gradual build-up. So let's actually go ahead and start with the cover page with 139. And we got Hiriko, we got Ui, and we got Arima, who is, at this point, RIP, which, again, is unfortunate.
No.
Seriously. We got a little quote here on the cover page in a sentence. Once they carried Zero atop their shoulders, yet after losing their head, referring to Arima, that has all come to naught. And there's a lot of ways how you can take this. I kind of took it as now that Arima is, in a sense, gone, like, think of it as like, since the head of the snake is essentially gone, its body and everything just kind of like withered away. And you can kind of say that about Hiriko and Uri, just like based on this cover page. It's like, yeah, like Arima was kind of the thing that brought them together, but now that he's gone, to me that kind of implies that there's some kind of, I don't want to say separation, but distance. Maybe that's the right word I'm using. Maybe distance. Like they've kind of started going like their own separate path. And it's kind of shown, but what do you think, Sparta? Just based on the cover page.
Well, when you say cover page, you talk about the volumes or you talk about like the chapter ones?
The chapter one.
The chapter ones, right. Like, you know, people tend to say like they're supposed to be a hint, and sometimes they're true. And you know, when I look back, most of them are true. Like it's eerie, but it does happen. And then sometimes you could even find hints from other sources, from like the calendars, from the illustration, from his Twitter post even. I mean, his Twitter post is pretty much like sometimes it's like a riddle, and it ends up coming true. Like what I predicted from his Twitter, you know, it ends up being like somewhat true. It's not 100% true yet because it hasn't happened, but sometimes you get the gist of it, like, oh, why he's doing this all of a sudden. It's like he's hinting something that person is not done, or that person is about to do something drastic. Oh, there you go. That happened. That's similar to the entire illustration that he done in the Twitter. Interesting. It's kind of like that.
I said it's a good way to put it.
Yeah, and like there are some other parts that that hasn't come true, but it can be in the future. And I'm still waiting for one part that could be true, especially with the illustration. It's like, there's like a crack that looks like wings or something like that, and then if we do see that, it's like, oh, then that means that's your sources. So now with this situation, not only we could say the chapter cover page can be a source, but even something written that's based on the characters, like a poetry, that can be an actual hint for the future event. And looking this way, it seems like it can happen. I'm just saying it can. I'm not saying it will.
Just a wild prediction, guys.
Yes, it's a hell of a prediction.
And also doesn't help that we had the chapter title underneath, 139, titled "He Laughs," and I'm just kind of sitting here going like, who? Who laughs? Furuta? Like, Hajime? Aura? Like, who? Who is laughing?
It's Ishida. It's the only answer. It's Ishida is laughing. He's the one that's laughing out of us. He's like, oh, I'm gonna about to make you suffer. You're gonna see Touka probably lose a baby by miscarriage, and then for a drastic measure, I'll just take a stab to the belly. I don't know, something sadistic. I could just imagine.
When you put it like that, that kind of makes sense, actually.
Well, shit. Well,
so that's the cover page.
Yeah, I mean, like if you go back, like five to six chapters ago, I believe. You got the ones like I raised 3 Reapers for 3 people or something like that, and one of them is dead.
Title, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, one of them is dead. One of them is dead. Udi, I don't think he will die. Touka, question mark. and that's scary because when you think about it, you could do like one dies, the other one lives, and the other one is a gamble, live or die. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Which is scary. Or it could be like, well, she was going to die, but something else happened that takes her place. And it's just not as good.
Yeah.
But it depends. It's frightening, to say the least.
It really is, dude. It really is. And, going from that, we cut to the next page. And usually I don't try to focus on this too much, but I was just kind of curious seeing how everything was going. An interesting thing to note, everything we've seen from Uri, Koriwa, Marude, and the boys with the bazooka, and Hide, all that was 6 hours ago. Let that sink in, guys. That was 6 hours ago.
And trust me, this isn't Dragon Ball Z. The time does go normal pacing. So yeah, this is actually 6 hours ago.
So yeah, turn back the clocks to 6 hours ago. Udi beaten Black and Blue and attacked by Furuta, but Marude appears and saves him from the jaws of death. The situation goes considerably south for him, so Furuta upcons. That's kind of what happens. And then in the chateau, you had Psycho, you have Toma, and you have Hisio, and their situation is, as they're not meant to be on duty at this hour, they're resting in their respective rooms. Now, that's a thing. So they're not doing anything at the moment.
Which sucks.
And I believe, since we found out that Hide is Scarecrow, that Udi and them are probably going to go where they're at. That's my best guess. And that's something we kind of stated in the last podcast, too. So
I hope that is the case, though. I hope it's not like they just leave and try to do elsewhere rather than try to gather more recruits, especially with the Q squad. That would be like the best thing that could happen for them.
Right.
The idea was 6 hours ago. It could be just safe for the element of surprises, maybe or maybe not. I don't know. It is interesting that Ishida decided to make into like a gap in terms of timeline. So it's now it's like anything can happen. Maybe they will show up to help out the people at 24 Ward, which still doesn't help out for 21st Ward because the thing about the 21st Ward right now, or the location they're heading to, no one's supposed to know where they're at, but somehow one person does, which that's alarming enough. So the only thing I could see them helping is the people at 24 Ward, which is fine, but there's a real problem waiting ahead right now.
Yeah. And then Adam, the Stopgap Squad, you got Kaya and Koma. I forget what their names were. You know, their code names. But
Wait, who's
they're
codename?
huh?
Who's codename?
Kaya and Koma's.
Oh yeah.
I think Koma's was the devil monkey or something like that, as far as I can remember. Something regarding ape. No,
Yeah.
devil ape. That's what it was.
Wave, yes. There you go.
What was Kaya's? I'm trying to remember. She had something.
I was gonna say there's something with the dog.
Something with dog.
Yeah, I was gonna say Anubis.
That would have been cool, actually. It's like you got the devil ape and you have Anubis.
I used to remember the top of my head, but now I just don't. I'll find out. You do. You continue on.
Okay, so as a stopgap between Goat's Provision Squad and those who remain behind, they are in standby between the 24th ward and the outskirts of the 24th. So, similar to Psycho, they're kind of doing nothing at the moment, which is kind of unfortunate given the situation that's taking place over at the Goat headquarters, where yeah, are there right now.
Yes, they're just killing people.
Yeah, just killing people. Just that. And you've got Nagi and you got Misa there, and they're there trying to deal with the guy. In order to protect the ones unable to leave their place of residence, they are fighting with the guy. So right now,
Black Dog.
For Kaya? Okay, that's what it was. So Black Dog and Devil Ape.
Yeah, remember they used to be rivals, they used to be enemies. It's like a gang war between them, and yet them become together in a tech. Excuse me, a Teku. So I was like, oh, cool.
That happened.
Yeah, unfortunately, all of them are wiped up now. Well, most of it at least.
So right now, as the situation goes, just based on these 3 or 4, again, Uri, Marude, Scarecrow, like their stuff, as far as we know, is kind of done. And I'm only saying kind of because again, Fortis is like still on the run, and Matsuri is there too. So they're doing something that we don't really know about because that was like 6 hours ago. And Psycho and them are doing anything. And in a way, you could say Kaya and Koma aren't doing anything yet because they're just on standby. So those 2 factions are the only 2 that are kind of just there at the moment. And I'm a little curious what they're gonna do. Sparta, do you think Kaya and Koma are just gonna remain there? Do you think they might actually do something?
You know, I don't know. I don't know. Like, part of me thinks what I want to know about this chart. Like they said, this is the chief chamber part. It was 6 hours ago. It's confusing because like I want to know where they're heading to next. Like, were they actually like if they're gonna go to? If you look at the map, if they keep continue to go left from our eye point of view, they could actually bump into those 2, and maybe that'll be one way to let Kaneki know, so like, hey, everything is actually okay because we got this stranger that seems to claim himself as Hide. You know, it's something they could be like a messenger by. Like right now, they find themselves a little difficult situation with all the CCG guarding the spot, but maybe these guys will actually help them out to pass through to get their sources. I don't. Yeah, but it's strange because this thing is 6 hours ago, right?
Right.
When exactly did they decide, you know what, go to 24 War and destroy the headquarters? Was it because of like, damn, these guys actually pushed me away? I was supposed to have an execution date, but these guys are being such a pansy. So you know what? Just go to 24 War and start killing everybody. You, Muski, gather all the old guys. Udi, you want to see her revive? Well, you gotta do one more mission. As I keep repeating myself over and over and over and over again. So just do that mission, okay? You know, like when exactly did he decided to, you know, send these guys to attack 24 Ward? Was it because of this event? Was it because it's already planned? What is it?
That's a good question.
And then Furuta left. We don't know where he went. Did he go? Did he decide to go to 24 Ward? Did he decide just to hide until everything is settled? What he's doing right now?
Regarding Furuta, here's a theory I have. What if he retreats to V?
So he decided to call V?
Yeah, or like, what if that's where he's headed?
That's possible.
It's kind of just something I thought about. I'm like thinking, well, because given the situation on his end, because again, last chapter Matsuri was like killing him down, so
yeah,
I'm kind of wondering if That's where he's headed to.
That is possible. 6 hours ago, a lot of things could change.
Yeah.
Like 6 hours ago, he could probably ask V to take care of everybody from there, including Kaneki, since he's really nearby.
Yeah.
So that's a perfect way to take out the One-Eyed King. That 24 headquarter part is very, very hard to predict.
Yeah.
In terms of like
It
again, like 24 Ward, 24 Ward, the only one that could be the saving grace is Ayato. As for with Touka, it's hard to say.
It really is.
It's like it's supposed to be escape base for the kids and other families and herself as well. But yeah, we get to that when we get to that.
We will get there when we get there, guys. And speaking of Kaneki, that's all. I was gonna go there, but then I'm thinking, let me just save him for the end. Because Kaneki's stuff right now is huge. Because him, Shu, Nishiki, and Banjo, okay, they're currently on an expedition to secure half a year's worth of food for the government. And here's the most important thing, guys: they have no idea what the fuck is going down in the 24th Ward with the Goat headquarters. They don't know that the shit that's going on over there. So, yeah. That's saying something.
You know what else I wanted to know?
What?
Now think about it. Maybe what happened at the headquarters. Maybe like immediately after that, that's where Furita is like, you know what? Since this is gonna be pretty busy up here, maybe I should do something with 24 War. I'm gonna contact Hajime. And then everything started from there. You remember with the whole tongue?
Yeah.
Maybe that was triggered it.
You're right.
It's possible. I mean, like I said, I don't know if they had a plan already, or they probably have a plan, but not this soon, because again, this whole dilemma that's going on with CCG or the anti-CCG, now they claiming themselves in this chapter. Yeah, this is that what makes them take action like this, or it's just coincidence timing? I don't know.
You might be onto something. Only I'll say, you're definitely onto something with that.
I gotta say, I like these pictures of these icons.
Thank you.
It's just funny just seeing the Scarecrow, Maode, Masuri, unfortunately he died, Wow, Uri without his mouth, fitting.
And Furita with a smiley face.
The troll with a wink, no less.
I'm like, yeah, thanks, Furita. Thanks for stabbing Koriwa in the neck.
Yeah.
Coolest guy ever, guys.
The Q squad is like normal. Psycho's crying, I think, for whatever reason. Oh, tired. I think she's tired.
I think she's tired, yeah. And then Koma and Kaya.
It's just a mask. It's like an icon.
Yep.
Banjo. It's like
Nishiki.
He's like, yeah. And freaking Skuyama.
Yeah, and then Kaneki's got that face where he's like,
He looked lost. Like, oh damn. I feel like everybody's dying that I don't even know right now.
Seriously.
But yeah. You see, you go to 24
and Naki are there. And Naki looks like
Naki's like, yeah.
He's like, we got this shit.
Visa looks annoyed. Like, really,
He's
again?
like, oh god, not this again.
Oh, guys, like, hey, yep. I have that reaction that I would have if I just saw Naki like that. Like, really?
Dude, it's like, is this really happening?
Oh, the former Zero Squad Hiroko's look bored. Like, man, everyone looks.
I can see that actually.
The kids, one looks cheery, one looks meh, and one is like, Hajime looks like thrill, like alright.
Hajime like, yeah, I got it.
Then you see the Touka one. Is one of those supposed to be Hinami or none of them?
I think so. I think Hinami's like sitting next to Touka. Hinami looks sad.
I'm so worried. The kids is like, oh god, oh dear. Touka's like, no, sis, we got this.
It's okay. Well, we'll be fine.
Yeah, Touka has that nonsense. We got this shit.
So out of the one that are smiling, let's see here. Furita's got the troll face. Who else? And I guess Naki's got that. Yeah, we got this shit too. I mean, if there's one good thing about the chapter offered, it was that. It was like,
yeah, some sense of humor before we get some from darkness. It's always good to do that.
Right? Which is funny because as soon as we get done with this page, we cut to Yomo and he is putting in work.
Oh man.
They currently engaged in each other and Yomo's there, and again, Moochie's looking like he's like amazing knife work. I doubt there's another dub this capable, save Suzuya. On top of that, yeah, like the shit that they do in the chapter as far as like this particular portion goes is great because Mutsuki's there and she's just like more so than the knife. He's got his high speed Bikaku. And Yomo's were you gonna say something?
No, I said I was just agreeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Yomo's there too. And he's like, yeah, like the speed, like how can I shut him out? And then Aura's coming in. And when I saw this, I was like, Aura, you're gonna get your ass kicked. I'm sorry. You are gonna get your ass kicked. I don't care how strong you think you are, Yomo is gonna wipe the floor with you.
It's like I said, this guy is begging for death right now.
Yeah, seriously.
That guy is knocking so hard on that death door.
Yeah, it's like just summon the doors from Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh my god.
But yeah, like Aura's going in for the attack and Yomo's blocking it and he's like, and then there's this kid and he is sending him back and I'm like, alright. Like again, Yomo, we haven't seen him fight we saw him fight, but we haven't seen him like actively engage in like a while. So seeing him pull off the shit that he's doing, really good. And again, despite that, Aura hasn't flinched at all. Like he's like, alright, okay. Like we I can do this too. And it's like the attack was a bluff. He knew I'd step forward and trap the pipes. Shit.
Right, they're really trying to trap him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, it could have worked pretty well, but Yomo's pretty smart though. So
Yeah, seriously, like, especially with like the electric barrier that he produces too.
Yep.
Like seeing that, I'm like, yeah, okay. Which Mutsuki in her head, she's kind of just thinking like anti-counterattack measures, huh? Like had he taken another step, he'd have taken a direct hit. Like excellent at melee combat and given the range, able to use his electric Kagane, a ghoul without flaws. And then this is where I'm just like, oh boy. This is where I'm just like, no. Because no, okay, not exactly yet. It wasn't until like the next page. But Mutsuki is there in the moment, and she's thinking like he surely got more experience than me, but emotion. Key phrase, guys, emotion. Why?
Key phrase.
Page. Bunch of Sasukis in her head.
Yes.
Sensei, that's Sensei. This one too, like with emotion.
Yes.
I will surpass experience. And I'm like, what is this shit, fairy tale? Like, Ishida, tell me you weren't reading a chapter of fairy tale while you were.
He's probably thinking, you know what would be better? You actually use this emotion to be antagonizing a threat instead of like, oh, let's make this a very happy, friendly, and easy win for the good guys. So it's like, you know what? I'm gonna twist that into making a bad guy to actually have this perk instead. Yeah, and let me make fun of it because Okuchi's gonna have a bunch of multiple moments, including one that I never seen with him and the sunshine flowers. That's
right.
That's pretty amusing. I gotta say that the disturbing thing is all the black bubble ones, the black bubble text one.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's like I'm 100% sure Sasuke never says that line. No. But Jesus, this girl has problems.
I think that's Mutsuki talking, if I remember correctly.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, it is, but Jesus.
But also kind of just gonna like given how it's drawn to because Sasuke's asleep and Mutsuki is envisioning yourself doing that, and I'm like, that is creepy.
Seriously.
Damn creepy.
Oh man. This is what happens when you let them get that power up to the wrong person.
Yeah, seriously.
The wrong person to get this power up.
It's like, would this be the part where we call in not to drag Neil? Maybe. But yeah, needless to say, like she's thinking about it, she's like, Sensei, I love you. And she's like, I want you. I'm like, okay, Mutsuki, calm down. I get it, but shit. Needless to say, that's only one page. And
there's still being one page, that is, but go on.
But yeah, like that's going on. She takes a deep breath and she's like, here we go. This part came up and I'm just like, wait, what the hell just happened? What are these daggers that just got to Yomo? Seriously. Like, I was on this page for at least maybe a good minute and a half, just looking at this, and I'm just thinking, was that Mootski or was that Suzuya?
Oh, you got confused with the knife point
Mhm.
Craig? Yeah, I almost thought the same. I was like, did he stole the knife, or did Shizuya decide to show up and join the battle? What's going on?
Seriously.
So I mean, I remember Muski is specialized in knife. It's just like, oh yeah, I forgot he has. Yeah, it's like it almost looked similar, like almost the same, almost.
It really does when you really look at it. Because I was looking at it, I'm just thinking, well, hold on, is that Suzy or is that Mootski? Because it looked not identical, but it looked kind of similar in some ways. But needless to say, that's going on, and Yomo's there, just looking a little not surprised, but trying to do something. And Mootski is like, Sensei, I've come for you. No, that won't do. And then we got the attack. The Queen K, Black Lynching Nut, 1616. Kokaku B+. The White Loosting Nut, 1616. Kokaku B+.
Interesting is not using like a high level of Queen K, rather the B+ level. But
right?
Whatever suits her best in order to, satisfy her need, I guess. So
Seriously.
where am I to judge, right?
And just when I think things are going to get worse for that, Ishida decides to cut away. And I'm just like, oh, okay. I'm like, so who we cut in the next? And it's Hiroko. And I'm like, this shouldn't be half bad. I mean, the cover page was one thing, but I guess we should be fine for the most part. And it's kind of interesting because the attacks going through, and what the Zero Squad does is impressive. I'll say that for sure.
Definitely.
But yeah, it's like Take. Is it Take or Take? That looks like a sure.
Take.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, if you say a take, you pronounce it in English way.
That's true.
Yeah, it's not like Hide confusion where everybody thought Touka said Hide go somewhere or something like that. I forgot. So they have to change the translation to make sure it actually is trying to say hide, like hide your kids, hide your stuff, like that kind of. So don't be mistaken. Be like, don't move. Take that, take that King Crave out of his hand. Don't move.
It's kind of funny when you put it like that. But yeah, talking, he's like, don't move. It's like gonna get your tiptoes ran through. And Ui's there, and he's kind of speechless. And Hajime, he's like, yeah, but I'm more than enough. And oh shit, Ui has seen better days.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's definitely seen better days.
Clearly, month has passed. Like, yeah. Shit.
Yeah, right. And like even Hajime was like trying to tempt him. He's like, "Come on, special class Ui." He's like, "Don't be so proud." And he's like, "Yeah, the Zero Squad is nothing to laugh at." And he's like, "Oh, says a former Zero Squad member, huh? LOL." It's kind of amazing, actually. Like, I'm telling you, be vigilant. Yes, fine. And here it goes there with the Zero Squad. And Ui's like, here I go. That's when Hiroko makes a call. He's like, Shio, Lee, head on. You to the right. Tag's going through, and okay. Like this, like, it's funny because the fight itself is not necessarily like a 4v4 fight. It's like a 4v4v4. It's like if we're putting this into like video game terms, it's like a free-for-all. Only you're in teams. So we got that. I guess in a way you just kind of think of it as like multi-team where you've got like not two teams fighting off against each other, but like three. That's one way you can look at it. So like Ui's on his own side, Hiroko's on his own, and then Hajime against kind of just dealing on his own side too. So yeah, you got a free-for-all battle going on, and it's interesting. And he's like, yeah, that's not how you should close in on a special class, Yusa. And you have Hiroko saying, don't try to slip in between Isiel's thrusts. It's a polearm, but the closer you get, the more dangerous it is. Understood, I will correct. I won't give you the time. My front, please. And Tag's going through to Hajime, who's dodging, and backflips. Lots of backflips this chapter, I'll say that for sure, from both ends. It's like, shame, you lot will die here. And that ends up sending Shio back. And you've got Hajime saying, yeah, because Kaneki's not with you, right? And right when this whole thing's going on, he's like, yeah, probably think I can't dodge this, right? And This kind of got me worried a little bit because, because he was able to dodge it. But if he didn't, he would have gotten, what's the right word I want to use here? Annihilated?
Yeah, obliterated.
Definitely,
Obliterated works
yeah.
too.
On some Exodia shit. Just go,
Well, yeah, that's true.
just go like obliterate. 3 blue and white dragon style. Good times, but
See, they had to change that format because they saw it. He was like treating him like humanish in a way because it was like you just got back from fighting this guy who's pretty much a human. But Hajime is a different story. It's like it's like kind of fighting like it's pretty much like fighting a ghoul because he has Kagane. So it's like so a different strategy rather than like let's act like this is a human versus human. I mean, it was like that for a short while in the beginning, but not for this part. So this is like, there's a big difference. I get hurt. I actually feel pain out of that. So that makes it different. It's not like I could take every knife stab even in the throat and I would still be okay, or well not okay, but I would still be like alive. But these guys is like, take a stab. Whoops.
Like, yep, that happened. Like it's funny because Shio's there and she's like, ta-da! It's like kind of.
Even though he still got hurt, we're like, I still got hurt though. Damn.
Yeah, kind of forced that one out, and that's when here goes like Shio. He's not human. Stop fighting like he is. That's the one amusing. Well, aside from the chart, like that's actually kind of one of the other amusing things that the chapter offered.
That's true.
Yeah, I was like, ta-da! I'm like, it's kind of funny actually.
Yeah.
It's like if it can use a Kagane, and then you got Hajime saying like, yeah, cracking me up over here, thinking a ghoul. And okay, this part, guys, I think we waited long enough, so we're gonna go ahead and say it. Touka and the kids, or should I say Touka, Hinami, and the kids, are passing through, they're underground, and they're running through passageway 21. They're aiming for E14.
Where did I hear that number before?
Let me repeat myself again. E14. Like Sparta said, why does that feel so familiar? Why does 14 sound so familiar? Oh, that's right. V14 from the original Tokyo Ghoul.
That can't be a coincidence. There's no way that's a coincidence.
You know what else isn't a coincidence? The damn pillars.
Wow, I didn't even think of that, but yeah. Oh my god. Shit.
I know, I didn't notice that the first time, but now I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh my god, the pillar. I was always convinced that Ishida like timed stuff perfectly, but this.
In all fairness, this moment did happen a little later than what the original version did.
That's true.
But yeah, the arc focus and whatever is still paralleling, and that's still not a good sign at all.
No, it isn't, especially if you guys know what happened at the end of the original Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah, if it's the exact same thing, then we're pretty much screwed, everyone.
Here's the thing, though, that I find kind of interesting, and I didn't catch this until I went back and rereading it again, but the Kaneki and Arima stuff, if you guys know, that happened before the fight against Eto. Now, why am I bringing that up? Think of what happened just recently. The Roma stuff, the Furuta stuff, and the Scarecrow stuff, that was before. And in part 1, the Kaneki and the Arima stuff was shown first. No, that was shown after the Eto stuff. So Ishida kind of did like an opposite effect here, where he showed the Scarecrow stuff first, and now we're seeing like the present day stuff. So that's kind of like a little interesting thing to point out.
Huh, that is a good point. Actually.
Yeah.
Huh. Didn't think that one. But yeah, that makes sense though.
Mm-hmm. Finishing off the sentence where I was at, it's like, yeah, it lies outside the base, and the tunnels get quite complicated down here. And I'm like, really, what gives it away? Is it the damn tunnels, or is it the fact that there's pillars everywhere? Like, what is it about the tunnels that make it complicated? But needless to say, Touka's like looking over at all the kids, and she's just keeping an eye on making sure like everyone's safe. It's like, if we can get as far as E14, they won't be able to follow us easily. But I don't know how far we'll get with this many. I don't want to sadden you, Kaneki. And then Touka catches something, and there's a dagger on her shoulder. Keep in mind, it's on her shoulder. So it didn't necessarily hit the important part. That's the important thing. It didn't hit the important part. It hit the shoulder, which you're like, well, it's not that bad, but That's still a bad sign, guys. That is
Oh, it's a
still a bad
bad
sign.
sign.
It's like Goat, Provision Squad, Ken Kaneki, Shu Tsukiyama, Nishiki Nishio, Banjo Squad, currently on an expedition to secure half a year's worth of food for the Go members inhabiting the 24th Ward. Their plan is going so well, and to repeat myself,
This
none
narrator is
of
such
them
a
are
prick right now.
aware. Huh?
This narrator is such a prick right now, but go on.
Yeah, none of them are aware that the headquarters is under attack.
Oh my god.
Here's a theory that I'm kind of thinking. What if the narrator's Hide?
He's the storyteller of all this. He's the perpetrator of everything.
How would
Well,
you feel?
well, shit. I should have seen this coming.
You're
No,
right.
shit.
I mean,
But
he is the guy that hides in the shadows, so.
true, true. But that would still suck. I can imagine Hida helping Kaneki. Yeah, we got half supplies of food, half a year supplies of food. Let's go back to 24 war where everything should be. Oh shit!
It's like, what the hell happened over here?
You know what's the scary thing is? Again, she's far away right now. She's really far away from 24 ward.
She is.
So if they don't get any response from her, it's like the most scariest thing you could imagine. Like I could imagine Ishida could build up to like a very heart pounding, heart racing, heart inducing, whatever you want to call it. Like where Kaneki's like running towards there. It would be like that time where Udi's were like about to find Torso, but then he finds a torso, literally. We just don't know who it belongs. So it makes you want to guess so badly, but a little bit scared to think, oh God, is it Mooski? God, no, don't do this. You know,
That's what I see. That's what I thought initially. I was like, wait, is that Mootsky? Then I was like, oh, fuck, no. I was like, please, no, don't tell me. Don't tell me Yomo got bested.
well, yeah. But the point is like that could play off for this situation. Depends how it works with this next couple of chapters, especially the next chapter. Most definitely the next chapter. It's gonna be the most crucial one to figure out what's this scenario gonna lead to now. But yeah, this doesn't make me feel comfortable of not one iota because damn, I was just hoping we was avoiding the parallel, and then this map screen that happened at the very beginning of the chapter, is very good to know every situation, the position, the information is very good. It's like, yeah, we needed this. We've been wanting to know what's going on instead of like, try to keep guessing or like, oh, they're just there because why not? It's
Yeah,
like,
right?
yeah, instead of like that, we could actually lessen the idea like, okay, they're gonna come in surprise because they would need to help them out. But no,
Like,
in this case, it's like, okay, this is all about them.
yeah, like,
So-
you actually get, like, a full scope of, like, what everyone's doing. So you're just thinking, like, okay, now we know what's going on and just seeing everyone else's little situation.
Right. So it's like, okay, you don't need to worry about anything else anymore. You already got everything you need to know. They're right there, they're right here. This person know this person doesn't know that. Like obviously they emphasize heavily with the whole GOAT provisions squad because that's where the main team is at, and that's where the king is at as well. The main thing is they don't know jack shit.
They don't.
They don't know jack shit that the headquarters are being under attack at this time. So wow, we're screwed.
Yeah, seriously.
And this obviously tops it all of that. We don't know, like beginning Yomo could start struggling now. I don't know. Depends how much of emotion she's having. The Zero Squad is a little bit tougher. It's a little bit tougher on their part. I can't see. I don't see any danger as of yet, but still, it's gonna take them time to get rid of them. Then you have Touka, who is pretty much by herself with Hinami and every other people that needed to be shelter, and now she got to take a stab.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I guess if we're gonna make a little bit of a difference between the two parallels is Kaneki was by himself when he was fighting Arima. So
True.
with this, like, Hinami's there, and that sometimes, like, when you think about it, like, it's like, okay, that's not bad, but given the situation, this kind of puts Hinami back in the spot too of like, you might want to be a little concerned of like what might happen. Unless, see, I don't want it to go down this route, but say Touka tells Hinami to like stay back, like to go on ahead while she deals with whoever. Because that's the other big thing too. Because we don't necessarily know who it is that striked Touka. There's two big candidates I know people were talking about. Mutsuki's one, Susie is the other one. So,
well, it can't be Muski because she's all the way fighting against Yomo all the way back at 24 headquarters.
right.
So the only logical answer is Suzuya, unless somebody just decided to steal his Quinque, but I kind of doubt that at the moment.
Right. I kind of doubt that too. And that kind of gets you wondering, well, if it's Suzuya, what reason does he really have? Like, I guess the big thing I want to know is why is he doing it?
Even though he's having conflicting issues with the CCG, it's not like he really quits it or anything like that. It's just he's just doing his job. It's just like maybe in hindsight, when all said and done with the ghouls, maybe he would just be among them as well. Because hey, ghouls are extinct. If you're going into the same route as has been going, wiping them out from the face of Tokyo. So it's not like it's not like he's already against CCG like 100%. He's still doing his job. So maybe that's just the nature of it, and like he has to do his job, unless there is some more circumstances that we don't know yet. But I think as of now, he's just doing his thing. But it's sad because he's unaware that Touka is very important to Kaneki, the one he adores.
Yeah.
So again, without Kaneki there, nobody's there to tell him, hey, hey, this is Touka. She's very important to Kaneki. The person that you're trying to see again, but you can't find him because he's off somewhere else. Yeah, please don't do anything to her. Nobody's there to say it. No, there's no real reason to say anything about it. So, plus he is still carrying his job, mainly because of his mentor, his beloved mentor, that's still unfortunately a vegetable. Right. So it's like he's still doing this because that's just part of life. Now, again, I don't know if he will go 100% all the way, but if people really going to judge based on his poem, which does seems like it's the best fitting moment that's coming up right now, then we're pretty much on a doomsday clock.
Oh yeah, for sure, because the poem itself, if you guys don't know, Ishida, outside of just doing Touka, he'll do stuff relating to it, and it could easily foreshadow like future events. Because that's happened before. And this wasn't actually me who looked it up. This was actually all on Sparta, and I'll let him take over for that particular portion. But
are you referring to that long theory that this one person has about the Suzuya situation?
Yeah.
All right. Well, the story goes like this. Now, it all transpired that Ishida has been foreshadowing his future work, his future plans, his future of moments that's going to happen to these characters, whether if these characters are doing it among themselves or these characters are going to do it to other characters. Suzuya is a very mystery one. Now, it is going back from last year, but again, you can't discard that just yet, because even though it's been a year ago, sometimes these plans can really come back and it's just like punch you right in the face really hard without noticing. Basically a sucker punch. So with Suzuya, you got this scenario about choosing between a cat and dog. It's a poem. It actually is a poem that I remember reading it last year. I think it was around last year, end of last year. I don't remember exactly, but I do remember vividly about the poem and the story about it. So I guess I'll go quickly as possible with this whole poem. Now, the base when you look at the poem, it's a story about choosing between cat and dog, which one he will kill. Like he pretty much insinuating that he's being forced into choosing. In the end, he kills one of them, and that is he does it because he does it as soon as possible, trying not to see the suffering eye of cat or dog he is killing. He also knows how this cat is kind of too big for a cat. Next thing he knew, he was holding the cat rotten womb, and the instant flies started to swarm her. meaning cat Suzuya was killing is dead, both cat and her baby. So it's like a twisted version. Well, actually, School Days is already twisted itself, but it's like this was a 100% confirmation and more poetic in a very dark tone. Basically, what we're trying to say, or what this theory is trying to say, is the fact that Suzuya may have been placed in a similar predicament, but this time with Touka. Now, you could say that Touka don't need to die, and I still don't think she would die, but the idea of miscarriage is highly possible, and that seems like that is what the approach is going with. And it could go many ways. To me, I feel like it has been foreshadowing that Kaneki is going to snap, whether it's because of the 24 wars being under attack and the fact that his wife is going to die or just loses the baby. Right. And that's, again, there's two things that she can lose: her life and the baby. So if you don't want to kill Touka and you want Kaneki to lose his mind and just forget about showing mercy to human, losing the baby is among them. Now, Suzuya, his stories is always about choice and forcefully killing them without realizing the bigger picture. But the thing that really catches on, the main part that really captures his character and it makes it very significant in this type of scenario, is that when he was asked in the moment, perhaps would have been better if he killed both cat and dog. But in that moment, it seems Suzuya is about to be killed by someone, as he says that that question doesn't matter since he is going to die himself now anyway. Now, does that mean that after killing Touka or the baby, or even both of them, does that mean his end of the path will be getting killed by Kaneki, the one he really, befriended with? It's possible. You can't really say.
Possible.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. So this scenario really, really connects together. And what makes it more eerie is the fact that chapter 122, if you recall the chapter cover, going back what we was talking about earlier, Touka, we see Touka, it was a chapter cover of Touka with bloody shirt.
With the red stains, yeah.
Right, with the red stain, the bloody shirt on her stomach region. And the text says, "Blew me a flower of my own." Now, this is the part I didn't know. Well, I get that it's supposed to suggest that about pregnancy, of new life. But the thing that's really eerie is that on that cover, the interesting part is that the cherry blossom flower, about that notion, is that they got very short life. The fact they quote that, out of all things to quote, is that. And of course, you could just say it's just metaphorically speaking, not necessarily to be literal in a metaphorically way, if that makes any little sense. But my point is, like, maybe you could just say, oh, it's just a blossom. It's just a cherry blossom. The end. That's it. Like, it basically say it's a newborn. But if you put it in a much literal sense, then that would mean that would mean that the cherry blossom, but they have a very short life. So in other words, could that mean that that child who is unborn could have a short life? Because you know what they say. I don't want to go too, down to earth by talking about the abortion. You know how you have people saying like, oh, abortion is killing a person's life, stuff like that argument. And one way or another is still a life in there. So that being said, could this be a way of Ishida saying like that child in there is going to get killed because a lot of circumstances that's happening right now, especially with Suzuya, which again, going back to the poem, it could still be connected. And one more thing to suggest that Suzuya will be the cause of it is the fact that Ishida actually did illustrate an image of Suzuya with a knife and all bloody up around the stomach region,
That's true. He did.
Yeah, it's like it's suggested that he has done his moment, he has done his part, he has done his choice. Is eerily connected. Now, I don't know what Muski has to do with anything. This is part that I don't know anything about Muski. I could only address Suzuya because the poem, because of the circumstances that has been transpired right now, the fact that this illustration, the hints, the cover chapter the chapter covers, all this stuff, you could actually connect the dot and you could actually say, like, yeah, that is a hint that Suzuya is going to be the one that's going to cause Touka to lose her child. And I don't think about death for her. I mean, if it does, that's just insane. And even if and even so, it's still insane that he would kill the baby. But here's the thing: no one in CCG knows about it. No one
Nobody
would
does.
not care, but nobody would know. So you could say like Suzuya did a lot of damage to Touka, but he's decided to not to kill her. But the problem is, say like she has a miscarriage or he already attacked the stomach area. The damage is done, but Suzuya would not even know. And again, there's no reason for Touka to scream out like, "I'm carrying the Kaneki child, you bastard." There's no reason because how she's gonna know about Suzuya?
Right, like she doesn't know about the fact that Suzuya and Kaneki had this like little bond going on, like while he was still like in the Sasuke phase.
Right. So it all relies on that. It all lies on this very moment with Suzuya. Basically, it all depends how his action is going to go next, where it's going to lead now. For Muski, somebody had a theory about Muski. It's a little complicated, and it can work into this theory. It depends the situation with Yomo. Now, right now, she's trying to get a better she's trying to overcome him. She's trying to beat him, trying to kill him so he could go try to find Touka, because obviously that's her main goal in her mind, because Sasuke love and all that craziness. Point is point is, there is this theory that I can't place it in the top priority. Not as much with Suzuya, but you can't say it could happen later on. Depends, really depends. And that's the part with like Muski. If you remember volume 11 of the first series, it's actually Kaneki with his right eye all bloody up. The
I
same
remember
thing.
that.
Yeah, the same thing with Muski. Not exactly bloody up, but exact same position.
It's got like red, like around like the right eye. Yeah.
Right. It's like an indication of something drastic is about to happen. And
Mhm.
that's what happened in that volume too. Now, the other part they say that I didn't really think about is about the wing that is dripping black liquid. So, to quote from this person, the liquid was ripped from someone else. Then Muski is forcing it onto herself. That wing was in Hinami's cover back in the original manga, but there is also Touka illustration with that same wing as well. So if Touka has wing, Muski looks like she stole someone else's wing, is wearing Touka's shirt on cover. Then we reach the conclusion that Muski is trying to replace Touka, which is true. And that's been apparent since the time chapter 122 or 123, I believe. So, and that couldn't be more true. And what's weird is that the Muski is actually wearing the same shirt that Touka wore in Ishida's April illustration. Now, I have to check this out again, but if it's true, which most likely, because it seems like he does a lot of research, that's very interesting, because that does hint about like replacement. It does hint how far Muski will go to be the eye of beholder for Kaneki himself. Basically, make herself into the beloved wife for Kaneki. But of course, that's not going to happen. But that's how mentally insane she is. So basically, what I'm saying is like maybe she would be the cause of ending Touka's or killing the baby as well. And so supposedly there's another suggestive. It's like I think I got everything actually. Yeah, I got pretty much everything. We basically how she's gonna fit in. Well, it's hard to say. Again, it all depends if she takes out Yomo early as possible, which I kind of don't see it. Maybe it could happen. Maybe Aura is gonna offer her to go and let him take care of it, which would be suicidal. But hey, Aura is kind of crazy as well, because he's really hell bent on revenge. He has no idea what he's up against, but that's just him. So it could happen.
He's gonna
I don't
get
know.
slaughtered. I've said that before, but he is gonna get slaughtered if that's the decision he's gonna take.
Yeah, I know. But hey, whatever works for him, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Point is, it's hard to say what Muski fits in. I mean, again, it does suggest a lot of things about like her obsessively for Sasaki or Kaneki in this case.
Mhm.
And Touka's situation with Suzuya being in this situation, which by the way, I would never guess to see that kind of connection or the kind of matchup you could say.
Yeah, I never thought about that either.
Yeah, it's like, huh, that's a new matchup.
Like
But
Suzuya versus Touka. Like
yeah, what's
no
also
one ever
interesting.
talked about that.
I know, right? What's also interesting. This is the perfect time
It is.
to introduce to if Suzuya is pushed to the limit
Mhm.
somehow. It is the perfect time to finally show the Arata's armor, which probably would devastate the hell out of Touka to see her father as a Kagaja as a a Quinque for them. It's like, wow, you're taunting me now.
Seriously.
So it's a lot of crazy thing. Like again, this is not 100% certain that she would die, she would lose a baby, they both will die, whatever. It's not 100% certain, but it is eerily very possible. Very, very
That it could
possible.
happen.
Yes. Again, when you follow Ishida's from his Twitter, from his other works, his cards, his calendars, his tweets,
There's always
whatever.
some kind of foreshadowing like to what might occur in the manga.
Exactly. Exactly. Was it was I this could be just me. And you know what? If it's just me, then so be it. I don't mind. But if you go like the last page of the excuse me, the chapter, there's a Roman numeral 6. That's a tarot card for lovers. And what's interesting is that,
Roman numeral 6, right?
yes, on her face.
Oh my god, you're right.
Yeah, basically, this is a tarot card. It's indication of lovers, and the fact that this box, the one that says "Go Provision Squad," the fact that we remind the Kaneki part is like you gotta have to remind the Kaneki, and you gotta see the Toka's bad situation. It pretty much says like, yeah, these two are really going to be in a hell of a position, and
Mm-hmm.
this is it. This is right here. Right here. This is the worst come to worst,
Definitely is, and this is the one thing that you and I were fearing the most, and my god.
Yeah, I was. I mean, like, she was so close. I
Right?
like again. We can only hope Suzuya doesn't go too far on the damage because she could lose a baby from that.
Mm-hmm.
We can only hope Suzuya have second thought and somehow give mercy to these ghouls. But that's the thing; they're all ghouls. What purpose does he have to save them outside the fact that she's connected to Kaneki? But
Mm-hmm.
how that's going to happen? How that's going to elaborate? Like,
Occur, yeah. Like how's that gonna get to hit? Like who's gonna be the one to give him that information?
right. So that's the main problem.
And
What's
I got a
also
couple suggestions about that. Like if we're considering that. So Kaneki right now to me seems like the most unlikely to show because again he doesn't know what's going on.
right.
Kaneki's up the list. Ayato could be it.
Right, unless he stops by a 24 ward, which would be nice, but he should end up going to her first,
Mm-hmm.
which is hard to say that could be possible or not possible.
Because he's still underground.
Right.
I don't think he's aware. Wait, I don't think he's aware of what's going on. What's going on above either, right?
Nobody is. Well, you know what I mean. No, Kaneki's not. Ayato. It's hard to say for Ayato because he could either still be underground for some reason or he is actually going back upstairs. Which
And if he's
I'm
going back
hoping
up,
that's
he's gonna be
not.
like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, it's very tough. It's very tough right now because like
It is.
she's far away. She's far away. This is supposed to be a location that nobody. Well, I would say nobody knows, but more like a safe zone. This is pretty much off the battlefield, but yet Suzuya is already there. That is if it is him.
If it isn't,
Yeah.
because even like when you get to the bottom of the page, it's like next issue, a new assassin appears. So that could be Suzuya, or it could be somebody else. If it's not Suzuya, then who?
I don't know. Dragon.
Hmm.
But here, I think what's interesting is that if it is Suzuya, then we still have to worry about what we just said. If it's not Suzuya, then I guess that means Suzuya don't have his Quinque anymore. Maybe using a brand new one, or maybe he go back to the Jason one. I don't know. Actually, that one's gone.
I actually got a theory, but I don't know if I want to say it.
Go for it. I already said the theory from one person. I mean, I knew this theory as well, but like I didn't want to think too far ahead, and that person did it, so I was like, oh my god, why you did this to me?
Now this is a far-fetched theory, and I don't think it's the case. But what if it's Uta?
You said it with Uta?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
You know that would suck so bad.
it
That
would, right?
yeah. The worst part is nobody even know Uta is really 100% with clowns.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it would be like the perfect time to actually say like, oh, guess what? Nope. You know. No, I don't want to think that. If I see him in the very next page, he already got enough hate from what he did to Kaneki. I don't need more than
Yeah,
that right now.
I don't need that
but
either.
but you know, I want to add more to it, and I'm gonna hate for this. It could be possible. It's lightly for now because you know the weapon does belong to Suzuya,
Mm-hmm.
but it's lightly mainly because he does want Kaneki to suffer more. This is the
That's
best way to do
true.
it.
That's a good point, actually. I didn't think
If
about that.
yeah, and hell, this could be the best time to show his Kagane because his ability is very mystery.
Yeah, we
Uh,
don't know jack shit about that.
Yeah, I mean that's what makes him compelling, but still, like, what the hell? Like, what exactly is his agenda? What exactly is? How powerful is he? It's like such a mystery still. So
Yeah,
maybe this would have been the perfect time, but I'm trying not to jinx that because I want to just stick to at
Suzuya.
least with Suzuya because at least there's a slight possibility to say, you know what, I'm not gonna kill you guys today.
So yeah, let's just hope it's Suzuya. So
Yeah. Oh man. There's only four more four more
4 more pages. Yeah, we
chapters.
have 4 more pages
Yeah, four more chapters left of the volume.
Now,
Let's
could
hope.
somebody come in and save Touka? Well, Aito was the one suggestion I brought up. There are
Yes.
2 more that I have in mind, and this I think would be the perfect time for them to show up. And I've been saying it for the past few podcasts now. Amon and Akira.
That would be a great time right now. That would be the perfect time.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe for all we know, maybe Mount and Kira is right in the 24, 24, 21, 21.
The passageway.
Yes. Maybe they're right there. Maybe they are there. And you know, they would save Toka and everyone else. Maybe finally Akira has a new fresh thought about, you know, human and ghouls, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, because the last time we saw Akira, she was still kind of lost on what she wanted to do.
Exactly. So maybe
And
this
given how
would
long
be
it's been, I don't want to say she might have thought of everything 100%, but something probably has come up with her at this point, as far as what she's probably going to do, you know?
exactly. So like who the person who's gonna save her, if there's gonna be someone to save her, outside Hinami.
Well, that's true, yeah, there's Kasini's there too.
Yeah. Okay. The most likely for now could be Ayato. Depends on the location. Unless he goes straight to the 24 ward and he's out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, then that means he leaves to Akira and Almon. Or even let's see, who's there left?
I would say Takizawa, but I'm not, I'm kind of unsure about that one.
He's been away for a while actually.
Mm-hmm.
Kurno could be there, but I think she's away too.
What's Cora? Let me check real quick. What's the last thing that Cora did?
She just left. Well, I wouldn't say she just left. She's still part of GOAT, but she probably doing something else right now. Probably left for something. I don't know. My best guess. Takizawa, he's with that girl that she used to be with, that all giddy girl. I forgot his name. Shoot.
The old giddy girl. Which one?
She was loyal to Totoro. Don't you remember?
Well, the Tartara.
She even quote what he said about how life works, about greed and stuff like that, power.
I know who you're talking about, but who is it?
Well, anyway, so what you were saying though?
Yeah, those are kind of my choices. Kaneki was one I thought initially, but then I remember it's they're unaware, so Kaneki is out.
Yeah,
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Aito's a maybe, and definitely Amon and Kira maybe. Or here's the other thing: we haven't seen Eto in a while.
I would love to see her back, but I don't know if she will appear in this part. I think she will appear whenever
I think
CCG
Ed will be the
related
one that'll
comes.
probably appear at the very end.
Yeah,
That's
well,
how I see it.
yeah. I mean, I can see her coming back soon, not like very, very end. I feel like she will come back when V organization gets more involved.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one that she wants to get them out in order to kill all of them.
Right.
So maybe that would be the perfect time. But right now, she's just MIA. We're supposed to believe that she's really dead. I don't believe it because I don't see no body, no body, no death, or how that.
He's the new Hide.
Sure, Tomoe. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember now. She was relative to the. She was related to the Bim brothers from the first
Yeah, I
part.
remember now. I can see that.
But other than that, yeah. We'll
I mean,
go only
that's the
hope for the
tragedy,
best.
guys.
We'll go only hope for the best right now.
Seriously, like right now, it's not just Sparta, but the entire Tokyo Ghoul fandom is in a panic session.
So am I.
So we're trying to use this as like a counseling method as to trying to relieve everything. But hopefully it works.
I know, right?
Hopefully it works. That all depends on the next chapter. That's the thing. It all depends on the next chapter.
Oh, guys, all depends.
Seriously. Yoriko, Takeyomi, who else is there? Fucking Kuzan, Rize. There's a lot of characters. And I mean, aside from that, is there anything more we can talk about when it comes to this particular Tokyo podcast? Because I feel like we covered almost everything.
Yeah, well, just keep praying. That's all I got.
All I can say too, just keep praying. Hashtag keep Touka safe. Because I know that's been going around for like everywhere on the net. It's like hashtag keep Touka safe. So let's go with that, guys. Hashtag keep Touka safe.
Gambate.
And aside from that, guys, that's pretty much it. Sparta, it was really great having you on board again on this second panic session.
This time is really, we're entering a state of emergency. Maybe next chapter we'll probably be in doomsday. We'll probably have Judgment Day.
I would say we're on the Titanic and the iceberg is in sight.
Okay, we see it. Yeah, exactly. That's a perfect way to say. Like, we see iceberg in sight. Next chapter, we either somehow miraculously dodge it or we actually. And if that happens, well, shit, get ready.
Seriously. But yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. I'm LuckyG7.
SPARDA3g.
And we will catch you guys next time. Peace. Hashtag keep Touka safe.